You wouldn't want to say, "What's up, dude?" to your company CEO?
That's certainly true. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Brown, and welcome to another exciting episode of English in Action. Tonight, we have an incredible guest who's going to help us master common English expressions used in everyday situations. I'm thrilled to welcome Professor Emma Thompson, who has been teaching English for over 10 years and has written several best-selling books on conversational English. Professor Thompson, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, Michael. I'm delighted to be here and excited to share some practical knowledge with your viewers.
Before we dive into our main topic, I must say, Professor Thompson, our viewers would be surprised to know you've been teaching for 10 years. You look so young and energetic. What's your secret?
That's very kind of you, Michael. I believe it's the energy I get from my students that keeps me young. Teaching is my passion, and when you love what you do, it shows. I also make sure to maintain a healthy work-life balance, daily yoga, healthy eating, and most importantly, spending quality time with family and friends.
That's fascinating. We will discuss it further, but for now, let's come back to our topic. Could you start by explaining what makes English expressions so unique and sometimes challenging for learners?
Absolutely, Michael. English expressions are fascinating because they often don't mean exactly what the words suggest. Take "what's up," for example. We're not actually asking someone to look up at the sky. It's simply a casual way of saying, "How are you?" or "What's happening?" Understanding these expressions helps people sound more natural and feel more confident in everyday conversations.
That's interesting. Could you share some common expressions for starting conversations?
Of course. Let's break this down into formal and informal situations. In formal settings, you might say, "Excuse me, do you have a moment? I hope I'm not interrupting, but would you mind if I asked you something?" For casual situations, you could use, "Hey, how's it going? What's new? How's your day been?" The key is matching your expression to the situation. You wouldn't want to say, "What's up, dude?" to your company CEO?
That's certainly true. What about expressions for social gatherings? Many people find these situations challenging.
Social situations can feel intimidating for learners because they often require quick thinking and a natural flow. Using common expressions helps you sound more natural, relatable, and confident. For example, if someone says, "How's it going?" and you respond, "I'm fine, thank you," it might sound formal. Instead, saying, "I'm doing great, thanks, how about you?" feels more conversational and engaging. Here are some more practical examples. When joining a group, "Mind if I join you?" Or, "I couldn't help overhearing your conversation about..." When introducing yourself, "I don't think we've met. I'm..." When introducing others, "Have you met Sarah? She works in marketing."
Emma, I totally agree, but meeting someone for the first time can feel nerve-wracking, especially if English isn't your first language. What are some simple yet effective expressions learners can use to make a great first impression?
When meeting someone new, the classics like, "Hi, nice to meet you," or "Hello, how are you?" are essential. But let me add a twist. Use follow-ups to keep the conversation alive. For example, "Hi, nice to meet you. Have you been to this place before?" "Hello, how are you?" "What brought you here today?" These additions show interest and encourage the other person to open up. To keep conversations flowing, use expressions like, "That's interesting. Tell me more about..." "Oh, really? What happened next?" I know exactly what you mean.
These are very helpful. What about when we need to politely disagree with someone?
This is crucial. English has many polite ways to disagree. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," try, "I see your point, but..." That's an interesting perspective. Have you considered... I understand where you're coming from, though I tend to think...
That's fascinating. How do you manage to balance your busy professional life with social commitments?
You know, Michael, that's where these English expressions we're going to discuss today actually come in handy. I've learned to be honest but polite when I need to decline invitations or when I'm overwhelmed. For instance, instead of overcommitting, I might say, "I'd love to join, but I need some me time to recharge." Being authentic in our communication is crucial.
You know, Emma, you have such a wonderful way of connecting with people. Is that something that came naturally to you?
Actually, it's quite funny. I used to be quite shy, but teaching helped me develop these skills. I learned that genuine interest in others and active listening are key. For example, instead of just asking, "How are you?" and moving on, I try to ask meaningful follow-up questions. It's amazing how a simple, "Tell me more about that," can lead to wonderful conversations.
What about expressions for showing empathy? That's something we all need sometimes.
Absolutely. Showing empathy appropriately is so important. Here are some common expressions. That must be really tough. I can imagine how you feel. I'm here if you need to talk. For example, if a friend says they didn't get the job they wanted, instead of saying, "Don't worry, you'll find another one," try, "I know how much you wanted this position. It must be really disappointing. Would you like to talk about it?"
And how to deal with awkward moments? It happened to everyone. Any tips for dealing with them?
Yes, awkward silences or mistakes are natural. Use expressions like, "No worries, it happens. Let's move on to something else." Or add humor. "Well, that was a bit awkward, wasn't it?" It will lighten the mood instantly.
Well, small talk seems to be a vital part of social interactions, but many learners struggle with it. Could you share some tips or expressions that can help learners get better at it?
Of course, Michael. Small talk is essentially light, informal conversation about general topics. It's the kind of chat you have when you're meeting someone for the first time, waiting in line, or even in an elevator with someone you know casually. It helps fill those potentially awkward silences and builds rapport. The beauty of small talk is that it doesn't require deep knowledge or strong opinions. It's more about showing interest and being polite. Now, when it comes to expressions, learners can start with simple ones like, "Lovely weather we're having, isn't it? Did you hear about? How's your day going?"
That's a fantastic explanation, Emma. Small talk really does seem like a powerful tool for building connections. What about expressions for ending conversations gracefully?
Ending conversations can be tricky. Here are some natural ways. "I should probably get going, but it was great catching up. I don't want to keep you from your work. Let's continue this conversation over coffee sometime." The key is to sound genuine and provide a reason if possible. For instance, "I've really enjoyed our chat, but I have a meeting in 5 minutes. Let's catch up properly next week."
One last question. What advice would you give to someone trying to improve their use of English expressions?
My top advice would be to listen and observe how native speakers use these expressions in context. Pay attention to the situation, formal versus informal, the relationship between speakers, the tone of voice, body language. Start with a few expressions and practice them regularly. It's better to use a few expressions confidently than to memorize many but use them incorrectly.
This has been incredibly informative. Thank you so much, Professor Emma Thompson.
Thank you, Michael. Remember, everyone, using these expressions naturally takes time and practice, but they'll make your English sound more authentic and help you connect better with others.
Wise words, Emma. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your expertise.
My pleasure, Michael. Thank you for having me.